Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, I want to show you how to turn a spoon into a can opener. Stay tuned. Last winter, I took a couple of my students on a winter survival camping trip to test out their skills, try their gear, and just to enjoy a time in the wilderness and the cold temperatures. And one of my students brought a significant amount of canned food, and he was a little sorry because of all the weight. But he forgot to bring a can opener of any kind. Now fortunately, I carry one on my key ring and I have one on my multi-tool. But a can opener is one of those things that can be forgotten in an emergency. And with that in mind, I came up with a way on how to turn your spoon into a can opener. Now, this is not the kind of videos you often see on YouTube where they show you how to open a can with a spoon. This is a real can opener. So stay tuned and I want to show you exactly what that looks like. For this project, you're going to need some very simple tools. First of all, I have some aluminum rivets. I have a rivet setter, a tablespoon, and a cordless drill with a 9/64 drill bit on it. Last but not least, I have a standard P38 can opener. This was made by the U.S. Shelby Company, and it already has a hole drilled in it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drill an additional hole in the can opener itself. I'm going to drill it from the back side, and I want to put it somewhat in line with the other hole. Okay, and there we have two holes nicely drilled. You don't have to do this next step, but I'm going to take the file on my multi-tool and I'm going to clean off any of the excess that might be around this hole that I just drilled. Just try to keep everything as smooth as possible. Now it's important that these holes be on one side. You don't want them in the middle, and you want to make sure that this is an off-center. So we're going to put it on the back of the spoon like this, up toward the top. And I'm going to snap that back down, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole, and I want it in the center of the spoon, and you're going to want to drill the bottom hole first. So again, using the spoon for a reference, figuring out about where I want it, and that's pretty good, just a little bit of the tip of the spoon sticking out. I'm going to take the drill, I'm going to drill my hole. Alright, know about where that's going to be. And now we have our first hole in the spoon. Next, we take one of our rivets out of the box, put it in our rivet tool, like so, and then what we want to do is we want to fasten this to the back side of the spoon. Okay? I don't want it on the front, I want it on the back. I want to make sure that this hook area right here that catches on the lip of the can, I want to make sure it's outside of the spoon area. And it is. So we're going to just put it right here, and we're going to start cranking down on it. Make sure this is in line. And one more, and alright. Now we have our first rivet set. Okay, next, since this is fastened in place, we're going to drill the second hole. I'll get back with you. Okay, so the spoon is done. We have this fastened on, but there's one other problem. See this sticking out the back? That's the rivets. I don't really want them that high. I mean, you could leave it. It's rather smooth. It's not going to hurt anything. But let's go ahead and peen those over. So what I have here is just a small piece of stainless steel from one of the large knives that I made. The edges smoothed down. Makes a really nice, handy little anvil when I'm out in the field. And of course, I'm just around my property, so I'm not that far from the shop. But basically, I'm going to put this on the edge, and I'm going to use the hammer, and we're just going to tap that down. And I'll flatten that out, and I'll get back with you. And there you have it. Everything is fastened on tight, everything is peened over, and of course we have our can opener Plenty of room for it to work on the can. And now no matter where we go, we have a can opener attached to the spoon. So we know we're going to be able to open our canned food when we get to camp. How well does it work? Let me show you. Okay, so we take our modified spoon here, we open up the can opener, set it in the can, and now we are ready to open a can just like you would normally. The advantage is this gives a lot more leverage to your can opener. Alright, and we're done. As you can see, fold that back up, permanently attached, we're not going to lose it, and did a great job opening our can. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time. Earlier this year, back in the winter of this year, I took a couple of my students on a winter survival camping trip, and I could put a link to it right here. Wind just keeps on blowing. Just tell the wind's just blowing, blowing, blowing. And so I came up with a way of how to turn a can into a can opener. That'd be a trick. And with that in mind, I came up with a way on how to turn your spoon into a can opener. Now, this is not using your can to open the spoon. This is a real can opener. So stay tuned, and I want to show you exactly what that's